from New York City.
Cheers.
You are now tuned into NYYNEWS.com radio with your host, NYY News Felix, for the latest New York Yankees news and rumors.
No stopping me. I want the gun, Joey crack, come fly with me. Don't look in your eyes, no stopping me. I want the gun, Joey crack, come fly with me. Don't look in your eyes, no stopping me. I want the gun, Joey crack, come fly with me. Don't look in your eyes, no stopping me. I want the gun, Joey crack, come fly with me. Don't want your stacks, I got your back. Don't cut enough slack, cause we on it like that. Come on, and put it on me, on me. What's love?
Listening to us on YouTube and you're not subscribed already, then make sure to hit that subscribe button.
Let's get into some Yankees news. Yo, New York Yankees fans, yet again it is Felix from NYYNEWS.com. Like always, hola, como estas? NYYNEWS.com radio, exclusively launching right now. Let's talk about the latest Yankees news and rumors. So there's one hot topic out there at the moment concerning Gary Sanchez. Gary Sanchez, who has been playing dumb, who doesn't know why he got benched during the playoffs. Yeah, Gary, you're lucky you didn't have to kneel on rice and stare at a wall with your performance in the 2020 season and in seasons prior to that, because Gary Sanchez has been the shell of his former self. Or was it a fluke? Was the 2016 season, the couple of games where he played and launched a whole bunch of home runs, was that a fluke? Was his 2017 season a fluke? Is the Gary Sanchez that we have witnessed in recent years, is that the real Gary Sanchez? Only Gary Sanchez knows this. Only Gary Sanchez could go out there and perform the way he did in 2016, and possibly, I give him credit, in 2019 where he launched a career high in home runs. Only the man himself, Gary Sanchez, knows. But when you have the top dog like Brian Cashman coming out and basically giving you a spanking with his belt, coming out and basically destroying you in media for Gary Sanchez's comments in ESPN a couple of weeks ago, where Gary Sanchez played dumb, and like I stated previously, he didn't know why he was benched during the playoffs. When you have Brian Cashman come out and do this, your career with the Yankees is on thin ice. So again, 2021 will be the deciding factor in Gary Sanchez remaining a New York Yankee. And while we're on the topic of Brian Cashman, do you know that Brian Cashman is on Cameo? This guy is literally charging $250 to appear in, 30-second videos? I don't know if the money's going to charity. I don't know if this has to do with the poverty Yankees, where Brian Cashman basically is not getting paid squat. Maybe he had his money in stocks, who knows, and he's looking at other avenues to make revenue. But all joking aside, I do believe that this money is going to charity, and it's a good thing that Brian Cashman is doing. So if you haven't seen his videos on Cameo yet, or haven't heard them, take a listen.
Stanley, this is Brian Cashman, General Manager of the New York Yankees. On behalf of the entire New York Yankee organization, we wanted to congratulate you on your well-deserved retirement. The Garment District in Manhattan will miss your energy and, more importantly, your kindness. Enjoy Florida with your lovely wife, your 4 daughters, and your grandchildren. And hopefully Aaron Judge can hit a home run in your honor tonight. We're thinking about you. We appreciate you being a huge Yankee fan, and enjoy retirement. You've earned it. Go Yanks.
So there you go, folks. If you want a cameo from Brian Cashman, just go to Cameo.com, type in his name, and for $250, you could tell Brian Cashman to say whatever the hell you want. So moving along, let's talk about the recent moves that the Yankees made concerning starting pitching. Corey Kluber. You could argue that they possibly a little bit overpaid for him. You could argue that he's a question mark. In my opinion, he is. And you could argue that the Yankees starting rotation going into 2021 has a whole bunch of question marks. Also, have you noticed that the Yankees have been stocking up on left-handed relief pitchers? I believe that if the Yankees bullpen isn't as effective when it comes to left-handed relievers or relievers in general, I think by the trade deadline, they're going to take a hardcore look at Josh Hader of the Brewers, who they have been in love with. Many teams have been in love with Josh Hader, by the way. But the Yankees specifically, I think by the trade deadline, if their bullpen is not up to par of what they projected it to be, I think the Yankees are going to pull the trigger on a big name like Josh Hader. So circling back to the Yankees rotation, Jameson Taillon, however you want to pronounce his last name. He has a whole bunch of pronunciations for that last name. Another question mark. If you ask me, the Yankees have been relaxed when it comes to starting pitching because the AL East is going to be absolutely trash. But do not count out the Boston Red Sox. I know they were horrible last year, but they're getting back Alex Cora. You know, that core management that helped them win the World Series in 2019. The Red Sox, in my opinion, they still have a solid rotation. If you match them up with the New York Yankees, I mean, I don't know. The Yankees have a whole bunch of question marks beside Garrett Cole. Also, Domingo Germán is out there as well, but you know about his horrible incident a couple of seasons ago or a couple of years ago. But that does not mean that he doesn't have a shot on this Yankees rotation. But then again, as I repeat, the Yankees have a whole bunch of question marks. You got James Taillon coming off Tommy John. You got Luis Severino coming off the same thing. Corey Kluber coming off of injuries. You know, this is going to be a rebound season for a whole bunch of pitchers. And again, the Yankees are rolling the dice. I predict that Boston Red Sox will have a decent season, so the Yankees can't get too comfortable on that end. Also, let's not forget the Toronto Blue Jays, who have improved dramatically. That team could give the Yankees a run for their money as well, as they gave the Yankees good matchups last season, so don't sleep on the Blue Jays. This is the problem I have with the New York Yankees. They make all the right moves for offense, but they never make the right moves for, let's say, starting pitching. This has been the Achilles heel of the New York Yankees for the past, let's say, decade now. They're sleeping on their opponents. They're going into the season with a whole bunch of question marks concerning the starting rotation. Even the bullpen is kind of iffy nowadays. They're going in with a whole bunch of question marks, and it's possibly going to come back to bite the Yankees in the ass yet again. Besides the Garrett Cole signing, which I believe was done because Yankees fans put a whole bunch of pressure on this organization to make that move, I haven't seen the Yankees make a blockbuster trade for a starting pitcher since I don't know when. And they thought they had it with Sonny Gray. If you've been a fan of NYYNEWS.com for years now, over 15 years in existence, then you saw that I wasn't a fan of that trade or a fan of Sonny Gray. And we all know how that turned out. With that being said, let's take a short break, and when I return, let's play your voice messages.
The number to call is 646-820-9488. That number again is 646-820-9488. Leave us a voice message.
She the baddest, space cool. Ay, it's the fastest, anything I want. Ay, that's that status. Yeah, take you around the world. Across the Atlas, Bad Arabian. Ooh. Princess Jasmine, stuff $1 million cash in the mattress. When I put a D out, she make it vanish. Said she wanna see me now. Set the address, hop up in my Chevy drop. It's a classic. I just killed a piece up, did a casket. Then I threw my neck a pool party. I told Ye to drop the OG new body. I told Ye to run for president. He said, Dollar, you too good to put your voice on that generic ish. round the crib. It's a palace, my new shit. She the baddest, space cool. Ay, it's the fastest, anything I want. Ay, that's the status.
Now let's play your messages. This is Casey from Washington Heights.
This should be discussed on the radio show. Colorado wants to trade. There's speculation they want to trade Trevor Story for prospects. The Yankees should go after Trevor Story. Here's why and here's how. We have plenty of prospects. We need Trevor Story shortstop. Move Torres at second and DJ Lemieux at first. We don't need Voit. Voit could be traded for a starter. Voit is a powerful hitter. We have enough power hitters. And guess what? Voit didn't do much in the playoffs. So please, this should be discussed. We need Trevor Story, a legit shortstop. Put Torres at second base. He cannot play shortstop. That's what I'm saying. There should be a conversation about Trevor Story and Luke Voit. He could go elsewhere. We could receive a good starter. We could receive prospects. He has high value. We don't need him. We have too much power hitters. He didn't do much in the playoffs. There should be someone that is young, contact hitter with power, and good defensive at short. And he's a perfect fit as a Yankee.
That was Casey in Washington Heights. Thank you for the call. If you guys want to call in, the number to call is 646-820-9488. That is 646-820-9488. Moving along to more messages. What do we have here? We have a celebrity calling in, Adam King, the notorious Adam King, who has been blocked or has blocked a record number of Twitter users. In my opinion, if Adam King was on like a Howard Stern show, this guy would be the most famous person in sports talk radio. Let's hear what he has to say.
Hello, everyone. This is the King Source, Adam King. So this whole power situation is blown out of proportion. Take a second to remember. He said he would be the one to announce all information. Now we're hearing things from every reporter. That doesn't make sense. He said he wanted it to be shocking. How was it shocking if the Yankees come in last second and sign him? I was told by industry sources this morning, the best industry sources. He has signed with the Yankees. The deal was done 2 weeks ago. And they've been holding off on announcing it so he could steal the limelight from the Super Bowl. I was told the numbers of 6 to 8 years, 180 to 240 million at first, and they said, no, 6 years, about 185 million. So I'm not 100% on the numbers. That's what I was told. Remember, I linked him to the Yankees yesterday saying he would work with them on the AAV, and then he blocks me out of nowhere. That is suspicious. I don't care. I don't like the guy. I don't want him on the Yankees, but it appears he's going to the Yankees. I'd laugh if he went to the Mets. I think he'd fall apart with the Mets just as Noah Syndergaard has. So that's where I'm standing. Industry sources are insisting this is all a publicity stunt, a ploy to see the limelight from the Super Bowl with the Yankees stunning the world and stealing Bauer from the Mets and the Dodgers. That's what I have been told. If I'm wrong, I don't care. I don't care if I'm wrong. Ken Rosenthal, Jeff Passan, they were all wrong all the time before they got big and with the big stations. It's part of the business, guys. I'm just one of what the sources are telling me. It's not my information, it's theirs. Remember that. So I'm told that Bauer has joined the Yankees. He's waiting to announce it. Should be Saturday some point. Based on what Rachel Lubin said, 2 days. 2 to go meant 2 days. Could mean 2 teams, but I think it means 2 days. Blocks me right after I send Yankees information, suspicious it gets. I keep linking to the Yankees. Why block me? I'm too small. Still. Jeff Passan or Rose, okay, shut them up, but I'm too small, so his agent did as well. Does it seem like they don't want me leaking the right information, guys? That's what I have for you. This has been the King Source.
Thank you for the call, Adam. Also, Adam is looking for a wife, so if you're a female out there, Adam is single and ready to mingle. Just send him a DM on Twitter. You bring up some interesting topics. He said that he expects Bauer to make his free agent decision come Super Bowl, so he can steal the Super Bowl spotlight. That's kind of interesting. And this is coming from a guy who stated that his IQ is higher or is like 2 points lower than Albert Einstein's IQ was. Do I have that clip? Let's find that clip. Let's play it. So, Adam King, before we leave, what's your IQ? You seem like a very, very intelligent man.
Last 2 times I took the IQ, I got 161 and 159.
So obviously you're smarter than me. What does that mean? Where does that rank?
Albert Einstein's IQ was 164.
Jesus Christ. So, wow. Amazing. By the way, I still see the Yankees making a few moves for a relief pitcher, maybe a utility guy coming off the bench, who knows. But the Yankees aren't done. So there you have it. This has been NYYNEWS.com radio, streaming 24/7 on NYYNEWS.com. Again, to be featured on our radio show, just call in, leave us a voice message. The number is 646-820-9488. That is 646-820-9488.
Thank you for listening to NYY News Radio. Tune in again next time for the latest New York Yankees news and rumors.
I can see for miles. I can feel the dark heart of your silhouette calling me, calling me. I can disappear, just like a memory. Everything I wanted is above me and I'm falling down. Your heavy sky, your sunset eyes are burning me. The harder I try, the further I pull away from you.